Hello everyone, Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Estancia Lapacho on the RDAllen multiplayer server. Again, this is the Platinum DLC here, and no, we are not harvesting sugarcane here this episode, although we probably could. It might be ready to harvest, I don't know. I didn't even look. But anyway, mowing some grass here at the moment. Got the Star 105 here, just the small mower. This tractor does not have a front 3-point hitch. I don't think you can even get this tractor with a front 3-point hitch, so... Select, yeah, no, just wheel setup. So you can't even get this tractor. In fact, I don't think any of the Platinum DLCs actually come with a front 3-point hitch. So none of the tractors we have at the moment have 3 points, so just got the mower rear mounted at the moment. I thought about driving backwards, which would probably be a little more realistic, but this tractor's quite slow. What was that? Anyway, joined on the server at the moment by Thomas and Mike. Mike, I believe, is currently working on baling. Probably want to windrow this field here first. He's working on the other field. And then Thomas, I believe, is loading up some of the last of the sugarcane there, kind of cleaning up around the yard a little bit. We do have the triple mower setup. The only thing is, obviously, this tractor's not large enough to run the triple mower setup, so just using the single mower here. And like I said, just pulling it behind, because otherwise going backwards would be quite slow with this tractor. Trying to save up some money here so we can purchase a larger tractor with a front 3-point hitch. Apparently some money must have got spent, so I thought we were pretty close to buying it, but we're probably about $100,000 away now. But yeah, making some good progress on the server here at the moment. We got field 3 now, another field. We're all set up pretty much with mowing and baling equipment here. Okay, have a good one. Pretty much the thing we need now is probably a larger tractor, or at least a larger tractor with a front 3-point hitch. The Star tractor isn't too bad, 180 horsepower. That probably actually would run the triple mowers. In fact, it would run the triple mowers. Anyway, just a reminder again, if you'd like to join us on the multiplayer server, information for joining is in the description below. Again, this is Server 2, so if you want to join us on Server 2, make sure you download the Server 2 mods. Server 2 doesn't have much for mods at this point. Like I mentioned, we kind of went pretty lightweight with the mods. Of course, we do have the Platinum DLC here on, so keep that in mind. You do need the Platinum DLC for this. Oh, I know it's down there somewhere because I just seen it. What's that? Oh. Right, that would be kind of cool. There'd probably be a lot of boxes, though. Yeah, sugarcane boxes, that would kind of be a cool idea. Okay. And for those of you listening, by the way, just realized I had the TeamSpeak volume muted, so
I love how that train went up starting up. You can actually see the propellers, the fans on it, moves and everything.
Oh yes, I know, that is pretty cool. Oh, we can hire a worker with this. Okay, so maybe we'll do a couple more strips here, then maybe we'll hire a worker. And we can grab the other tractor down there and maybe start windrowing and baling this up. And like I said, again, I know technically not super realistic here going forward like this, driving over the grass you want to mow, but oh well. But yeah, like I was saying there again, if you want to join us, information's in the description of the video here. Again, make sure you join us on TeamSpeak if you want to join us on the Farming Simulator servers. Again, TeamSpeak is free to join. And a microphone is not required. So if you don't have a microphone, don't worry, you can still join on TeamSpeak. Again, all the information for the multiplayer servers is in TeamSpeak. Download links for the mods, information for the servers, passwords for the servers, rules, technical support if you need it too. We'll try to help you if you're struggling getting on the servers. We've definitely ran into quite a few interesting problems over the last couple years here, having a multiplayer server. Definitely some very interesting stuff that can happen at times. Probably the biggest problem most people have, though, when trying to join the multiplayer server is getting the mods. Again, and when you're downloading the mods...
Surprised they're not like a factory or something.
We do have a download all link. And that download link will download all the mods.
They'll make the boxes for you.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Point for straw.
And of course, keep in mind too, if you do use the download all link, you will need to extract that. And then again, make sure you overwrite any mods you already have with the mods or the version that comes off the server here. So if you already have that mod, you need to make sure you use the version you download from the server here. Very, very important. Mods when joining a multiplayer server Farming Simulator need to match exactly. You know, so even if you already have the mod, but it's a different version, that will not work. You have to have the exact same version. Or, for example, if you've edited a mod, which we do have quite a few mods we've edited or tried to fix, you need to have the exact same edited, fixed version that we do. And, of course, probably the only way to get that is to, of course, be able to download it from the server here.
You know something? I don't know why I'm doing this.
What's that?
I can load it up directly into the, I can do it directly into the train.
Oh, yeah, you can, yep. Let's say I do like the look of the grass here on this map. Kind of the yellow spots here and there. Kind of gives a little bit of character to the field, not just a plain, simple color all the way across.
Ran right into the fence.
Oops.
Oh, it's okay. I got a shovel in the front, so it didn't hurt nothing. It just hurt the fence. Don't have to harbor.
Yeah, I'm actually making surprisingly quick progress here on this field, given the size of the mower here. Anyway, we'll read a few comments here in a moment. Crazy Farmer Bro was saying, why don't you just use dual graphics cards, giving more rendering power so you don't need to overclock? I'm not sure how well that would work mixing graphics cards like that. Obviously, I was upgrading from a GTX 980 to a GTX 1080 Ti. Both cards will work, and I'm not sure if they'll work together like that. So, ideally, if you're going to, for example, in this case, probably SLI them, I believe you want to have both the exact same graphics cards for the best effect. And yeah, for those who didn't see the video, upgraded my graphics card here a couple of days ago. Again, like I just mentioned, upgraded from an NVIDIA EVGA GTX 980 Hydro Copper Edition to a EVGA GTX 1080 Ti Hydro Copper Edition. Again, the Hydro Copper means it has a water block on it for water cooling, liquid cooled graphics card. And a couple advantages to having liquid cooled there. One, typically runs much cooler. Pretty hard to get a system hot when you're running water on it. Through it, I guess I really should say. Definitely not running water on it, but... and then typically it tends to be a little bit quieter as well. You can put quieter fans on the radiators. Even passing through the radiators kind of cuts down on the noise a little bit. So it makes the computer overall typically pretty quiet, which is definitely kind of nice. Thomas was saying, Thomas McConsole that is, not Thomas PC, who's on the server here with me at the moment. Thomas McConsole saying PC sucks. Just cannot get into the Platinum DLC. I've tried a few times to play on this map. No bueno, just cannot get into it. I don't know, I'm actually, I'm liking this map here so far. It is taking us a while to get going on here, I'll note. I don't know if that's maybe just the size of the fields. We've been putting a fair amount of work into this map. But, yeah, just taking us well. You know, sugarcane, again, obviously not the highest priced crop. It makes up for that, though, with the fact that it's a really high-producing crop. And then, again, there, folks, is something to keep in mind when you're looking at the prices for crops. You know, open up the window here, look at the prices. Oh, wow. Let's just say sunflowers here. Whoa, soybeans. $1,400 a liter. Well, that's the best price. Yeah, maybe the best price, but soybeans are pretty poor yield. You know, barley might actually have a higher price when you factor in the yield for it. So, you know, again, Giants has pretty much load balanced, kind of what you call it. It would load balanced the prices versus the amount of the yield you get from them. So technically, all the crops are kind of almost the same price, give or take a little bit. Obviously, the price goes up and down. Pretty much what it comes down to more is how much effort it takes to do said crop. Sugarcane, obviously, one row at a time currently. It takes a bit of effort. It is kind of fun, though. Whereas, you know, say soybeans or canola, a much lower yielding crop, can harvest them much quicker, don't have to empty as often. Obviously, you know, bigger harvester, too, if you have one. We currently still have the old clunker sitting over there. Anyway, like I mentioned, let's maybe hire a worker here. We want to work anyway. All right, workers gonna go. Excellent. Definitely see the windrows. They definitely stand out. They didn't match the color of the windrows very well to the grass we're mowing, I guess. Okay, I guess we got a few bales on this field we can wrap here. Unfortunately, we don't have the RDAllen AUL wrapper on here at the moment. I guess one mod maybe we should have left activated. Oh well. Dylan was saying more Snattertons. Yeah, we'll probably be getting back into Snattertons here again. Like I mentioned when this first came out, I wanted to do a kind of a bunch of consecutive videos on it. So, I don't know, maybe starting tomorrow we might get back into Snattertons again. We'll see once. Depends what's going on here. If, you know, if there's stuff we can do on here that's different, might still go on this map, but we'll see once. Switch tractors with us, really. Just got duals on it. Joe was saying, good job upgrading the water cooler. Better than watching a sugarcane harvest. The Life of Floyd was asking, when you were cutting all those trees, did the lag, specifically because there were so many cut in one place, would it matter, you know, if you just still had that many cut but moved them to the sawmill? I'm not sure on that. Definitely having them all kind of like I did there definitely probably wasn't the best. If you had them a little more laid out, it probably would not have lagged quite so much with the logging. But again, and the video he's asking about this here, I think I had like 200 some trees cut down in that video, so Probably not a good idea in farming sim period to cut down that many trees. Patrick was saying a nice video. Thank you very much for that. Pugboy was saying 532 mods with lots of question marks and exclamation points. Probably more than that now. Okay, is that the last one? I think that's the last one on this field here. And we can grab the windrower there. Ryan was saying the Farming Sim Platinum Edition Sugarcane introduction is where I got the information for the Sugarcane. Yes, and Giants does have, at least I think Giants made that video anyway. Yeah, a good little video there on how Sugarcane works. Probably definitely worth checking it out if you're not familiar with the Sugarcane. Looks like a whole lot of fertilizer there. Bottle Lagoon was saying a nice server. Thank you very much for that. And let's get rid of that offset here. Jeff was saying on your water cooler install there, air is more reliable than water for a server. I give it a year before the pump fails. Actually, those all-in-ones, I can't really say I've heard much of a failure rate with those. Seems like they're pretty good. As for air being more reliable, it probably is true. And air is probably a little bit simpler as well. But again, it's pretty hard to beat a water cooling. Actually, it's really hard to beat water cooling with an air-cooled system. Pretty much water cooling will always win. Oh, even though it's water cooled, again, technically it's still air cooled. It's just transferring the heat via water, typically water anyway, from the source, in this case the CPU, or in the case of my graphics card, from the graphics card to a radiator. You know, where the heat is typically much more efficiently dispersed. BNX Extreme was saying, love the videos. Thank you very much for that. Big Brother was saying, sugarcane. Logan was asking where to get the Farming Simulator steering wheel from. You should be able to get the Farming Simulator steering wheel from Logitech or Amazon or probably several other places as well. But I know, sure, Amazon, last I checked, has it. That's probably where you want to go for it. Michael is asking, I'm a console player. We'll have a moment of silence for you. But I'm wanting to be able to play with all the mods. If Farming Sim is the only game I play, will my laptop support the game and the mods? Well, that depends on your laptop. I would suggest you check out the system specs there for Farming Simulator. I don't know right off the top of my head what they are. But check out the requirements there for Farming Simulator. If your laptop meets it, you should be able to run it. Band Together was asking, on Snattertons, are all the mods you're using free, and is the map free? Yes, all the mods I'm using are free, at least as far as I know, or they were anyway. And then the map is definitely free as well. Again, mod list is in the description if you want to check out the mods I have and where they came from. And I believe at least on my Snetterton series of videos there's a link directly to the Snetterton's download. And of course, for those of you following the Farming Simulator modding community, there are some paid-for mods now, I guess. I haven't really looked into any of those at all myself, but yeah, apparently some mods you can pay for, or have to pay for if you want to get them, apparently. Which, if you ask me, is kind of too bad. You know, for the most part, all the mods in Farming Simulator have been free. Though at the same time, I don't necessarily blame some of the mod authors for going that way. You know, again, it is a lot of work to make some of the mods that are in Farming Simulator, especially some of the better looking ones, or the ones that got lots of fancy features and whatnot, or even apps for that matter. And then, of course, you got the no good low lifes that are just stealing mods left and right. That doesn't help the situation either. And, you know, something maybe to keep in mind here, folks, just because a mod is free doesn't necessarily maybe mean the mod author's not making any money from it. You know, the mod may be free, but a mod author might still be making money either from ads or other sources from that mod. So just because the mod's free, there might be a reason the mod author is providing you to you for free. He's probably still making money some other way, which is very well or very likely possible. Not saying that with all mod authors, but at least some of them anyway. Damien was saying, looks like you were putting coffee through those old hoses. Nope. Again, that was from the liquid coolant, the official liquid coolant I used to run. I'm very unimpressed with that, by the way. Apparently some of the liquid coolant they have nowadays is much better, but yeah, at least the stuff I ran wasn't impressed at all. Definitely gunked up the system and just, yeah, turned the system downright nasty. And now I just use regular distilled water, so just plain distilled water with a silver coil. Again, the silver coil is supposed to somehow cut down on any bacteria or anything that might grow in the water. I'm not quite sure, you know, the science of how that all works, but just run distilled water and a silver coil and have had much, much better results. I know it may not look as cool as, say, having, you know, some of the coolant there with the dyed coolant. You know, that looks pretty cool to have that running through your system. But at the same time, too, you definitely don't want coolant in your system that's going to be gunking it up and just making it downright nasty. Again, like I said, definitely wrecked all my hoses. Kind of made the reservoir nasty as well, though it is actually surprisingly slowly cleaning itself out. Again, just using regular distilled water, so that's kind of nice. Otherwise, my reservoir used to look quite nasty as well. With a liquid cooling system, you're supposed to kind of clean it out. I think they say every year to year and a half. So pretty consistently, I think that's what I've done. Either because I've, you know, upgraded components, graphics cards, or every now and then the pump will go bad. And I think the pump was probably going bad actually because of the coolant pumping that crap through. I'm hoping now too that I'm on distilled water. Hopefully the pump will last a little bit longer. JD Power was saying nowadays you don't need such expensive equipment to run
Hey,
it.
you're having fun over there, Randy.
Oh, wait a minute. JD Power was saying you don't need so much equipment to run a successful farm. Get it right there. So yeah, you don't need as much of equipment. I'm not sure about that. Sort of, just going up and down the field here. I think you're pretty much caught up with the mower here. Yeah, we could probably start doing some round mailing then. About time to, well, we got a few minutes here before we wrap up the episode yet. But yeah, back to JD Power's comment there. You don't need as much equipment. That may be true. The equipment's probably a lot more expensive nowadays, though. And I mean, you still need, you know, depending on what you're doing, you'll still need a tractor or 2 or 3 or more, combine, some sort of harvester. You'll probably want a planter. You're probably going to want some way to work up the ground yet. You know, if you no-till, you still typically going to have to work up the ground to some extent usually. And at least where I'm from, no-till is not entirely that common yet. I still see a lot of field work done where I live. And that's probably dependent to some extent on the type of ground you have. That probably affects whether you're no-till or still till the soil yet. Okay, just in-game baler here, nothing fancy. Andrew was saying, really just one 1080 Ti? Yep, just one 1080 Ti.
I think it might be upgrading on my internet, I think.
Oh? Something wrong with it?
Well, apparently. Because, there's an internet company named White Power. Or really, you can basically see how much it is.
Anyway, folks, again, kind of covering on the 1080 Ti SLI topic there. Oh, not quite full.
I only get 2 bars on the Wi-Fi.
Well, that's your router's fault, not the internet's fault, then.
Yeah, I know.
You might be too close to it then, too. There is such thing as being too close to the router.
No, I mean, see where my router is located is in my room. And who the dog crap is that crap? I hate it when some people tip it on the ground.
Well, we did tip some of it on the ground there to save it for planting.
Oh, that's over here by the train area where I'm at now.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, we didn't tip it there then.
Because this place here will take sugarcane. But, like my bed is like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 feet away from the router. And there's 2 bars. And every once in a while it gets disconnected from it.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's possible to be too close to the router, and you'll end up with a bad signal because you're too close.
And of course my mom trying to get Wi-Fi in her bedroom. She gets to my room, router's alright. She gets to her door in the front room area. It starts to get weaker. And then once after she gets in her room, it completely shuts off. She has no internet Wi-Fi. And it's nearly 50, 60 feet from the router.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, something's going on here because she used to have internet in her room. And now she don't.
Oh, router going bad, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years old, I think. Somewhere in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be, I guess.
I mean, I like the router because it's got where you can hook it up USB style, or you can hook it up, four DSL hookups to it. Or I think that's common nowadays.
Yeah, 3 or 4 usually.
And it's got the telephone 1 and 2 on it.
Okay. Anyway, folks, looks like it's about time to wrap up the episode. Just wanted to quick there touch on the SLI there too. In some cases, SLI isn't really as good as it's cracked up to be. And by SLI, for those of you not familiar, that basically means you can connect multiple graphics cards together, or in theory, more graphical horsepower for your computer. Like I said, that's kind of more of, I would say, in theory than really good, just because some games cannot take advantage of that. And if I had to guess, Farming Simulator is probably one of the games that will not take advantage of it. You know, all that stuff looks good on the benchmarks. And, you know, the benchmarks are usually made to be able to take care of or take advantage of that. But, yeah, real world, sometimes not quite as good as what you may think it is. I have run SLI in the past, and, yeah, kind of mixed results. It works good for the games that will support having that much, you know, graphics card available and support the SLI, but for games that don't, it can actually be downright disastrous. So actually sometimes can have worse results. But anyway, with that, folks, I think we'll wrap it up here. If you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. Just a reminder again, you're welcome to join us on the multiplayer server. Information again is in the description below. Well, thanks for watching, folks, and till next time.